Okay, so we will continue with the session we did before. Okay, the whole idea was that Spirit wanted to discuss different people and different aspects of my life, or who have interacted with me, except in this case, the doctor and the RK were not sure. Koshi auntie is my father's sister. She's Kaushalya.ADVANI, but here she's not spelled for who she is. She's called Kosee in the throat. Rao is my mother's sister. Binu Rao, she's not supposed to be in her body anymore. J is me, JAYA.ADVANI. Juara Tower is where I live. RK, I believe, is connected one way or the other to Nikhil Advani, who is my father's brother's son. There is a doctor involved. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is clock this and then I'll explain some more things on the back of it, which is pretty important. To clock the time and the day, just for future reference, today is the 22nd of April 2025. It's a Tuesday. It is Rahu Mars as a combination with Saturn involved as well. Okay, and it is 10:33 in the watch. On CCTV camera, about 10:45 actually in reality. So what we will do is yesterday, and that's outside where we're at, 18 floors up at location 560077, Bangalore. So what I had left on the board when I have slept in the night is this, and yes, I did dream while sleeping. I can't remember what I dreamt. It concerned me or it concerned my mom, I'm not sure. But I did dream. I think it got put on my mom or one version of my mom, I'm not sure. I don't care. Frankly, I don't care whether I haven't lived this life any which ways. Right? So I couldn't give a rat's. I really don't care. And now at 51, 52, I still don't care even further. There's, time for everything. We're 51, 52, we're any which ways kind of way past our prime. Now, why, keeping that aside, what is very important? If I remember the dream, I will tell you what it was. It was mundane stuff, frankly, mundane stuff in my daily living. Nothing great about it. Something very normal for my day-to-day living. And what exactly it was also, I don't know. The reason I don't remember it is it's like while growing up, maybe just another day, And that is the reason it's mundane and I can't really remember it. Now, the point that I'm trying to tell you is, today when I was going in for a shower, I don't know what triggered things off, but I came to one presumption which I think needs to be addressed, it needs to be researched, it needs to be investigated, is the right word. I was born in 1973. 19 June 1973, my conception also was natural. I was born also naturally. At that time, my father's younger brother, that is Nikhil Advani's mother, Ramesh Advani's wife, she earlier or at that time was found to have cancer of the uterus. This thing happened with her also, it happened with my mother's sister Rao also. She was told she doesn't have more than 6 months to 1 year to live. She was taken to Satya Sai Baba's ashram. Over there, whatever miracle happened, when she came back to the doctor says, no, you're fine, you can produce a child. She produces a child, but there must have been very heavy medical research done on her. Following her one and only son, Nikhil Advani, being born, she used to come back to Bombay every year and only visit Tata Medical Cancer Research Institute and no other place. No matter where she's at, for her checkup, she has to go to only the Tata Institute. The same thing happened with Binu Rao a little later on, and her baby was born in 75. Her first and oldest child, called Shilpa Rao, was born in 75. Then she had Sunil and Anil also. Sunil used to have very bad wheezing and asthma. Why does it become very important? It becomes very important because my mom's sister Rao, Binu Rao, also was found to have cancer of the uterus. She had to remove it, or even Chitru auntie had to remove it after she had her baby. But Binu Rao managed to produce 3 babies, and what she says is that my mom took her to Satya Sai Baba's ashram. He materialized Vibhuti, and slapped it on her hands while she was sitting in the darshan line, and she says she felt a current going through her whole body. Then she comes back to Bombay, has her checkup as usual, and she said, no, nothing is wrong with you. You're okay. You're cured. There's nothing wrong with you. Prior to that, she's told she doesn't have much time to live, and the uterus needs to be removed. Now, was this in conjunction with her child or children being born or not? I don't know. I'm a little fuzzy about it. Going back to Nikhil Advani, Ramesh Advani, and Chitru Advani's case. It is Chitru Advani's face and her jaw and her mouth that was slashed in the photo. The same place where Mr. Sham Rao, who is Binu Rao's ex-husband, his entire form in that photo has been defaced. Next to him is Chitru sitting over there. Her mouth has been slashed. I say these photos have some story to tell. Actually, they are like black and white old photos, 1974. Did something happen to Chitru auntie? Did you slash her mouth? Did you make her somebody else and she's beyond recognition? She had a shrill high voice. Also, she is like fiery. She was also loved a lot. So she probably could have expressed disdain at some point in time. Let's hope she was not dealt with that way by some very ugly, mean people. Going back to her son Nikhil Advani, what I'm saying is it possible that Nikhil Advani was born with 4 clones at the very conception time, and it was the work of research? Tata has been called out to be Tesla and Tesla to be Tata, except that the car business is the car business, solar business, energy business, tunnel business, underground tunnel business. All that is not what it really is. The core business is actually something completely different. It's not even algorithms, it's not even actually robotics. It's far more. It's got to do with medical science more than anything else, connected with technology. So I'm thinking it is convergence of medicine with technology and the human being. So you can say biotech. Your binaries being the being the technological research. The cloning, the brain control being the medical research. Combination of the two is making every human being in its human form robotic. Cutting off its connection with the Atma. Pretty devious stuff. Hiding behind a facade of all goodness. So this thing, actually, if you go into the records of the medical research to figure out if this is the problem, because Nikhil as a 5-year-old child, when we have gone to Kodaikanal, his mother is very shrill, she is very, very strong, and she is very strict. So much so that it is not because Nikhil is living in a rented home. Or he lives in a big bungalow which is rented twice over. Then his father buys an apartment which is a 2 BHK apartment. It's large enough, it's larger than this apartment of mine, far larger than this apartment of mine. Yet we don't like staying with him. We don't mind if he joins us at our home or any other cousin's home. But we don't like living in his home primarily because his mom is very shrill and very strict. She doesn't mean to be so, it's just her style, right? Now, with a mom who is so shrill and so strict, ideally the child should listen almost immediately. He's got Sandra looking after him, hired by Chitru auntie before Nikhil is even born, I think, or very soon after Nikhil is born. Sandra's own history is her uncle has thrown her out with her brother out of their Pali Hill, some home they had, some property where her father and her father's brother, they actually were meant to split it between them. Her parents passed away, she and her brother got thrown out of that property. And so the convent sent her to Chitru auntie to work, and she was pretty young. She would have been 16, 18 years old. She would know better. So she joins them. Nikhil is just born. So Sandra is telling Nikhil 100 times over, don't pull the calf's neck. Ideally, this boy should listen, but he doesn't listen. The next day, the calf dies. Along with it, we have also caught lots of fish. A few fish, not lots of fish, and we have kept them in the trough. They've also passed away. None of it actually lives. Nikhil's pissing in Sumair's beer in later years again is not a good sign. I'm saying, was Nikhil's brain cells, was Nikhil first and foremost a clone? Second, were there 4 lookalikes created of Nikhil? Number 1, at the very inception in 1974 itself, brought up differently in different places. Then is his brain cells in the hands of somebody else? Under normal circumstances, if you've got a shrill mother, you're going to be pretty disciplined. We were, and our parents weren't shrill. Was there something placed in Nikhil's brains to make him do exactly what he's supposed to do, but not with his own thinking? Second thing. Third thing, did Nikhil ever shapeshift for SRK at any point in time? Or through him did he get entry into the film industry? Is it Nikhil Advani or was it one of the 4 clones? Those 4 clones, does the anti-god have the brain cells in the keyboard with him? Otherwise, our family cannot be so badly affected. If you can wipe out my identity, that means you got something you're desperate to cover. Yet my birth is a natural birth, and it is in 73. That is the reason my grandfather is called Hadit and my father is called Om. Whatever happened has happened post 70. Let's say I'm conceived in 72 naturally, born in 73. In 73, Nikhil is conceived. So he's born an end of 73, maybe watching my father have his first child. Ramesh Chacha also says, Ramesh Chacha and his wife Chitru want to have their child. Nikhil is born in November 74, which means Chitru auntie has conceived 9 months prior to that. So that is, I think, within 6 months of me being born. But then she had cancer uterus and she had to keep going back, and her only child, and she never had a child after that, another child after that, was he cloned. Also, he's being equated to RK, working for RK and Amitabh Bachchan. Yet Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, I say, as Oro, was brought to my home. Or somebody who has worked for him, but an elderly gentleman, a very decent, dignified man, now looking like my father, but in his aura we see the dignity and the decency in him. That way, same way, there is also another man in later years. So let's just say the decent, dignified man is sometime 2007 and 8, a nice man. But then fast forward to 2013, 14, there is one who limps also sometimes. The next day he is big, fat, and I don't know, he walking fast. different energies. Then there's one of them who I say we have to be very careful of this guy, and sure enough, within half an hour, 45 minutes, he shows you some side of him which is not like my father, but they all look like my dad with little variances. So this thing actually needs to be found out, I feel, and I think it is connected with the Tata Medical Center. Nothing great about cloning, nothing great about doing things. uh, I don't know, I will not even comment actually. We leave it open. What I had to say, I said. Okay, now over here, if we continue with this, and you know what, actually it is not about nickel and nickel being cloned, it's about finding who the anti-god is. If a 5-year-old with the kind of history that I gave you pulls the newly born calf's neck, we are also understanding it, and I'm only 6, Barsha is the 4 or 3.5. We're telling him don't do. All of us are telling him don't do. But he's not listening. It leads to the death of the calf. Nothing against Nikhil itself, because he also, if it is brain control, then it is not his fault. Even if he's one of 4 clones, it is not his fault. Neither is it mother's fault. It is the fault of that in whose hands the keyboard is, who's sending the signals to the brain. That is part anti-God. We are not interested in being anything, so just let it be. The ET of somebody who was sour, maybe they are the Rado themselves, is connected with JKA in some way. Or JKA is Rado who was misrepresented. I know you have lied about me being the older daughter or the younger daughter. You moved me to the younger daughter slot and put my identity on somebody else. I know you did that. Why you did that, I don't know, and I don't care either. Ultimately, it worked in my favor, and that's fine. Okay? I don't know if there is a radio drive, something of that sort. I don't know if you have to take that into consideration. So, my chacha is the reason why most of my photos were taken as a child. So, what did you do with him is the question, because if his ET still dotes on me, and that goes back to the time of all my photos till the time I was about 3-4 years old are all taken out by Ramesh Chacha. Yet fast forward, that is 73, 74, 75, 76. And the reason he has taken out my photos and not Varsha's is because Nikhil was born in 74, so the camera went to him. Varsha was born in 75, yet he never took out any photos of her. But he used to go out of his way to take out my photos, placing me on top of his Godrej cupboard in C lot. He's the one who took out my photo. I had this curly hair and I used to laugh loud because I used to love being put up on the steel cupboard upstairs. That's a Godrej stainless steel cupboard in his apartment on a Sunday lunch. Of course, the fights between my mom and the setup. My mom used to be very unhappy most times after Varsha was born, which is post 75. Somehow my mom was losing her temper a lot more, was not really wanting to be part of the family gatherings. was unhappy most times. And from her perspective also, maybe she felt, that the professional couple is dropping in on Sunday and she's getting stuck and has to cook for everybody, or has to make sure that there's enough food for everybody, or wants to spend time with her husband, but it's a family do. These guys drink. If Cherry Rani also is taking us to United Services Club, then everyone's to enjoying, but then my mom's not feeling happy being part of that setup. Of course, because these guys are boisterous. They're all uncles. My father's part of it. Chandru uncle, Cherry uncle, Ramesh Chacha, my dad. That's quite a boisterous get together. And there's plenty of drinking and plenty of eating and merrymaking. They're just those types. That's how I have grown up. If it is at my home, then there's loud music, which you can hear down on the end of the street also. They just party and they enjoy themselves. They're not doing it to distress anybody. They just enjoy themselves. That could have triggered off people in the BJP. You want to fucking play sounds from my body because you suffer from an inferiority complex. That's not my problem. And no, the domestic dogs, neither serving public nor serving in our home, is my background. May Musk has visited India, Bombay. Which version? Don't mess around. I'm an original outcome by natural conception and birth. Don't dare ever call me dimes. At least it's better to be dimes, but honestly earned. What's disgusting is to be rolling in billions, but if we really go to look for where it came from, it's not worth one dime. Alright? Let's cut it off here and now. The Fernandeses worked in my family, and for my family, we don't mix it up. Make sure you understand that. I'll only be dealing with originals. We don't want no duplicates and shape-shifting माल. वो हमारे लिए नहीं है. वो तू रखो ऐसे लोगों के लिए जहाँ पे तू फिट होती है. समझी? Don't mix it. Don is old history. अब डॉन का बाप 10 है तमिलनाडु में, लेकिन डॉन का बाप के बाप जो तमिलनाडु के अंदर है, hopefully this bloody raw. If they can't handle it on their own, raw with whatever is left over, worldwide get together with whoever is left in the army. As I said, the constable in his uniform, with his own face and identity, is more empowered than all these freaking clones and all these duplicate mal and shape-shifting nonsense. Also, May, you sure Elon's your son? You though couldn't make do with one husband, with 3 children. He's though producing arbitrarily anything anywhere. Where are his genes and from where? In my family, my grandfather married twice. My father was happy being single, once bitten, twice shy. I am happy single. It runs in the family. In our family of Advanis, there are so many people who marry for some time, it doesn't work, then they're happy being single. They're great parents, horrible partners. You can see a trait in all of us. But what about you? What went wrong with you and your son? So don't try to convince me. Okay? Also, there's a great difference between you and the lady when Riley was married to the real Elon Musk. You look at him, look at his brother. Go back to your 65th birthday. That was the real family. Don't play sounds from my body because you suffer from an inferiority complex. Alright? Don't play those sounds in my body. My cousin Umesh is no more. He matters. The May that has been brought to Bombay, better be careful because it is in Bombay they get rid of people and have a ready clone for whoever, even if you are a shapeshifter. Bombay is the wrong place to hang out at, especially if they have planned it for you. Better be very careful. Umesh is no more. Umesh Ingorani is no more. Neither is Kabir Gupta anymore, nor is Akhil Gupta anymore. They have clones and shapeshifters for them. One of the versions has been done a new movie called Test for Madhavan. You see it through that. He may be the doctor. All of them are hopping, really scared of being found out. And the filth is really filthy. Bombay is the wrong place to hang out at. They're good at feeding the leftovers to the piranha, never to be found again. And they can exchange you in broad daylight, never to be found again. Their planning is meticulous from the 80s itself. We're now 2025. You don't call me wait. I don't have time for nonsense. Anyway, Ramesh Advani the ET dotes Jaya, JKA, whether this is me or not me, the thing is, I will agree that he was the reason for removing lots of beautiful photos. He was like a professional, taking out good photos, getting me to, I guess, smile or tickling, or then, it's just that we had very, very good photos, free photos, where we're actually enjoying ourselves without putting it on. So he took out lots of natural photos where we're genuinely happy, okay, at his home. Now, what happened to Ramesh Chacha? We got that in some time over the years he had a nervous breakdown. I say the only way it can happen is if there is somebody he trusts, he places the trust, but that is not who they say they are. Mostly it's a family member only, and then rest is history. This is how they do it. If we have to see what is over here, I would think it's Tijri, but Tej hai na, Tej. But we have Tijri, but we don't have Tijri over here. It's a Sindhi thing for Tijri. So as you see, the Advanis got, this is to do with somebody who's shape-shifting for Modi's government. This guy, his ancestry could have worked for the Advanis. That's why he's been playing everything, hiding behind the BJP. Is he an original BJP? No. He's somebody who used our connects, not even connected to the BJP, simply because we're pro-Congress. Educated people generally prefer the Congress. I will not say we are extra broad-minded. We are broad-minded in some manner, but conservative in other manners. We're Sindhis. But we prefer the educated. We're not in for the conservatives, and typically conservative, no, we can't match, simply because from the grandparents' time only they've gone to convents. So then the thinking is different, and we'll never grab anything that's not ours. BJP is good at grabbing only things that are not theirs. Any filthy game in the book, they don't mind. They'll call it in the name of the people. So they justify their acts that way only. Right? Am I lying? Whereas we are very conscious about ethics, morals. It's one generation to another to another. Even if my cousin or any cousins shapeshift for anybody, they will do it with morals and ethics. They themselves are well provided for, and when they do anything, even if it is in the shape-shifting category, they will do it with ethics. Only in that place where they are meant to. Never misusing it for grabbing assets of other people. Not ever. That whole bunch has been done away with because the ones who grab assets of the others, that bunch of shapeshifters, have spread themselves everywhere. You call it what? Financial justice, social justice, grabbing things that are not yours in the name of good governance. So I say it's a poor excuse, but it has its short repercussions, which better it comes from the appropriate source. We must not dirty our hands and fingers in all of that. As long as we keep our things straight, everything else will follow through. And of course, things will be put into the proper perspective, the way it should, but from the proper source. So I don't know what this means. R sour OD teach JKARA. Okay, so anyway, RA JKA teach is something that I just read up on, got to do with the Punjabis and the Sindhis. We call it Tijri. Is something to do with the reunion of Shivji and Parvati Mata. But here he's my chacha and I'm his bhanji from his older brother. So maybe all they're trying to say is in his family, with his wife called Chitru, his son called Nikhil Advani, JKA being his older brother's daughter, where Sindhi is connected with Tijri, Tej. So we come primarily from the north of the country. OD is connected with BJP's Modi government. And frankly telling you, we don't even come from where Sindhis. His father, being the father of my father, is from Hyderabad, Sindh, which is northwest and over the border. But that was pre-partition. He was born in India. My father was born in Hyderabad, Sindh. After my father and my grandfather have arrived in Bombay, when my dad is about 7 years old, Ramesh Advani would have been born on this side of the border soon after, because there's a big gap between Ramesh Advani's age, my father's age, Kila Shanti's age, Tarachand Advani's age, and then after that was Koshi Gupta, Kaushalya Advani, Kosi mentioned over here. These two were born on this side. I don't know if it was post-partition or at partition. We didn't have to, my father's side of the family did not have to deal with the headache of so many people losing their property and just overnight having to, either you get massacred or you run, one of the two. So they didn't have to face it. That, to a lesser extent, my mother and her mother had to face it. My grandfather had to go underground for a couple of months and stay back in Pakistan amongst the massacring, hidden by his Muslim friend on that side of the, now what already became the border. Before then he could come to India, because that was during the partition itself. Okay, these guys didn't have to go through it. Anyway, we don't follow all these rules of Tej and Tijri and all. We are not typically that, because these guys have my chachas, my dad, my chacha. If my dad came here when he was 7 years old, then he was put into Xavier school. Then they had their own set of Sindhi friends, Punjabi friends, as I was telling you. Then it's just a South Bombay crowd, irrespective, but their friends are not. No, they're Punjabis, primarily Punjabis, Sikhs and Sindhis. Could be a couple of Parsis. My dad was sent to JB Petit as well in his junior school for very little time, and then he was moved to Xavier's for the rest of his education. And more so, he used to hang around with his sister's friends who was in JB Petit. So that's what happened. So anyway, we take it as Tej. Whether this is me or this is somebody else, I would think it's difficult for them to have had clones of me when I was first born. If there was somebody who was born, but then you just plug me in to be somebody's proxy, then that is your fault. It is very bad karma on your back. Got nothing to do with me. But since I was never told, at least not by the family that brought me up, it's the work of cheap, shitty outsiders like Sour, Odi, who would have created the confusion, because he's very good at doing that. On the back of it, he steals. He creates the confusion and then he steals. He's very good at actually lying. But this kind of dirty energy entered our home only on crossing paths with Indian online broadband. Full-fledged. Before that it was maybe little, so my marriage also was screwed around with. 5-month marriage, this kind of a background. And that kind of shit comes in because he wants to grab things that God didn't give him in the name of nation building, hiding under the umbrella and the cover of BJP, People's Party. It's cheap. It's not where I come from, and it's not anything. It's like asking a clean river to go and match up with some sewer water. Why should it be done? Anybody accepting that kind of thing has to be insane. Why? That means you will create water issues for everybody. Everybody has to drink sewer water because you are not of the right frame of mind. Why should anyone do that? When there is clean, pure water, why should it be mixed with the sewers? So everyone suffers. It's not acceptable. तुमको head problem है, you got this nonsense happening with you, it's an atmic issue, you sort your atmic issue. Don't go spewing your rubbish on other people. Either earn it or live it. Don't steal it. And bloody make excuses for it. बोले most disempowered. Okay, so anyway, someone is the rake. That I just told you, no? I just told you. So let's just say he could be, what is his actual identity? Who is he really? ये है कौन? चेहरा बदल के कुछ नहीं, शेप शिफ्टिंग करके कुछ नहीं, जहाँ से पैदा हुआ है, जहाँ पे पैदा हुआ है वो हर चीज़ बोलता है. उससे ज़्यादा आत्मिक जर्नी क्या है वो सबसे बड़ा. आइडेंटिटी, डोंट नीड एनी आइडेंटिटी कार्ड. यहाँ से निकलो, लोका जाओ, वहाँ तुमको तुम्हारा आइडेंटिटी कार्ड भरपूर तरीके से मिलेगा. रेक गोज टू ए topmost loka that is filled only with the rakes because they are very meditative over there. Sages and saints के बीच में रह के एक आंख खोल के fish आए, goes to see, oh he got an apple, I got to eat it. Oh he got kamdin, I got to eat it. So rakes go to the highest lokas, right? In Odie's books, yes, that's how it happens. But is that truly true? रेक जो होता है, रास्किल, वेयर डज द रास्किल गो? रास्किल जो क्लास होता है इन द रेल्म्स हाफवे टू द असुर लैंड और इक्वलेंट टू द असुर, तो वेयर दे गो? इन द 14 realms, तो अप्रोप्रिएट realm. सावर भी है, उसके ऊपर रिवेंज लेता है. वो कौन सा वर्चू है? विच वर्चू इट इज टेकिंग रिवेंज बिकॉज द हार्ट इज सावर. वो जो आत्मा है वो भी सावर है. सावर क्रीम भी नहीं खा सकता है, कुछ नहीं है, बस सावर, सावर बियॉन्ड सावर. सावर जो है रेन शावर को भी बंद कर देता है. तो ऐसे सारनिस जो होता है, सरनिस नहीं है, सावर सावर है. पहले ही बोला था ना, तो सार सार नहीं है, सावर सावर है, एकदम खट्टा, आत्मिक खट्टाई. तो जब आत्मिक खट्टाई होता है वहां से वो रिवेंज टैक्टिक्स, होशियारीपन, क्या तुझा आइला आले रे आले घटाला करने, तो वो sourness, what all does it trigger to make you do? But then the outcomes of all those great virtues of sourness takes you where? कहाँ लेके जाएगा तुमको? You are not funny, you better wake up to your own undoing. हम बोलूँ विष्णु जो है ना, he's too great. All this dance drama of yours, rake means rascal. All this unscrewing of yours, of your own journey going forward, तो विष्णु के पास जाएगा. You will go to Shivji. Shivji will say, it is not my job actually. Either I destroy everything, in the back of the destruction तू तो पाताल नरक ही निकलेगा ना, और कहाँ. And for a longer time, the more you stay on earth, the more you will get lock and key over there only, based on your deeds. So he says, but who manages the lokas? Because this is actually about you asking to take a loka that you are not fit for. You have not got the earnings for it. तुमको वो rewards चाहिए जिसके लिए तुमने काम नहीं किया है. Those 14 realms beyond, north and south, वो तो विष्णु के हाथ में होता है. He is the one who looks after the 14 realms and beyond. तो शिवजी also has to go finally to Vishnu only and say ना, इसका कुछ करो, इसको एडमिशन दो ना वहाँ पे. विष्णु बोले नहीं. See, these are all his deeds. फिर इसको समझाओ भी, इसने और भी किया है, which doesn't take him actually to the higher realms. In fact, it keeps him in the lowest realms for a longer period of time. अच्छा, थोड़ा इसको ना ग्रेस देते हैं, लेकिन ग्रेस देके भी 12 कल्पा जो है 10 कल्पा बन जाता है. दैट ऑल्सो बिकॉज वाई? विष्णु हृदय सॉफ्ट. तो बोले ओके ऑल राइट, लेकिन फिर क्या करूँ? स्टिल इट इज़ 10 कल्पास, तो उसको निकालना है ना. बट ही वॉन्ट्स टू एब्सोल्युटली इरेडिकेट इट. इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. फिर जो बाकी के जिन्होंने इस कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है, you are the people only who will call out to Shivji first, then to Vishnu indirectly. Get rid of this whole thing. We are fed up. We are feeling trapped in this technological nonsense that we only contributed in previous lives to. विष्णु क्या बोलेगा? निद्रा स्टेट के अंदर है. बोलेगा नो बाबा, यू आर वेन ऑलमोस्ट लाइक ऑटो इम्यून. ऑटोमेटिक तरीके से तुम्हारा जो कर्म जो है, जो तुमको एनी विच वेज पे ऑफ करना है, हो रहा है यहाँ पे. इट्स गिविंग विष्णु टाइम टू स्लीप एंड एन्जॉय एंड मेडिटेट. Why he should wake up? You are any which ways due for it. Something is due from you. You very cleverly created it for yourself. अब तुम्हारा जो क्लीनिंग आउट है, जो तुमको करना है ऑटोमेटिक तरीके से, तुम्हारी ही करतूत के ऊपर, तुमने ही बनाया वो सिस्टम, तो करते जाओ ना. Then when it is close to the time when it is time to close it, because now also you are loud enough. अब तुम ना मिस्टर वाइट से भी वाइट है, और तुमको मिलेगा जो तुमको चाहिए. ग्रैबिंग अब तुमने कमाई किया है. मे बी दैट टाइम ही विल सेट इट स्ट्रेट. यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इट वर्क्स वन वे और दी अदर. हाथ जो है और उंगली जो है, टेढ़े तरीके से तुमको कुछ ग्रैब करना है ना कहीं पे. विष्णु इज गुड एट कैचिंग दैट फिंगर एंड पुटिंग इट बैक इन इट्स प्लेस. टेढ़ा बन के कुछ नहीं मिलता है. सीधा रखो तो कुछ मिलेगा ना. कमाई का बात है. या यू गो टू Ganesh ji also. Ganesh ji is a demigod. Ganesh ji, Shiv ji has to go for help to Vishnu and vice versa. Just depends on what the situation is and the timeline is. Shiv ji is the father of Ganesh. He bloody well listened to his father. Mata Parvati also is the wife of Shiv ji. She listened to the husband. Kartikeya, the god of war, not just warring for anything, but for righteous deeds. He is also the god of war, older brother of Ganesh. Ganesh has to listen to his older brother. That's it. You understood? Better still, Shirdi Sai Baba is the guru for the Trinity. वो जो decide करे. Shani also a witness. Yamma also the witness. Yamdut also the witness. तो आड़ा टेढ़ा बन के कुछ नहीं होता है. अल्टीमेटली इट ऑल कम्स टू नॉट. और फिर जो बॉइलिंग मिल्क, सावर तो एक चीज़ है, वो तो जला हुआ दूध है, फिर उसी में रहना पड़ता है. Is it really worth it? No, it's not worth it. This is why I'm saying if you behave like sewer water, getting into clean waters is an absolute no. थोड़ा भी seepage नहीं होना चाहिए. You understood? You keep the change. It's okay. All the time he's playing sounds of bell or change in my right side shoulder. क्या करता रहता है? इतना पैसों का भूखा क्यों है? Now you understand how the rake always wins. लेकिन रेक रेक ही होता है. आत्मिक सारनेस कितना भी तो ट्रिलियन है क्यों नहीं बने, till you don't do your atmic work and your karma is not balanced to give you a positive karmic currency. Little time you will think you are winning. Jeet means to win. Little time you will think you are winning. One step forward, a zillion behind. Once you go into your loka, once you get your next birth, depending what the timeline is, time has to catch up with you. Your karmic currency you can't run from. Your atma and that true identity you can't run from. Thoda jeeto kya hai? It's okay. Now understand who you are. That's the most important. There is also some exam that is JET also, something of that sort. They know what it is. एक is Akshay Kukreja or Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is too tall to be OD. So is Akshay Kukreja. They're both big built. I mean, Akshay Kukreja was big built and he's tall. So he cannot stand in for OD. He could have helped him in some way. He comes from Delhi. OD could have sent him, possibly. New Zealand. If it comes to Akshay Kumar, I don't know what to say. Akshay Kumar's partner, he has never worked with SRK. Akshay Kumar has always worked with some version of SK. That means OD has done shapeshifting for SK. सलमान खान का डुप्लीकेट बन के उसने काम किया है. हाइट सेम है. The Akshay Kumar, if it is the only place he can be friends with OD, mostly is the sets. तो उसका closest look-alike जो होवे, short version has to be in and around 5'7" height. Shorty ही है. Not Akshay Kumar, the one who stands in for SK. Not more than 5'7" in height. वही है. अब ऐसे लोग जाके मिनिस्ट्री को चलाए तो रेक बिहेवियर ही है ना. इनका जो बैकग्राउंड है, कहाँ का है, इनका जो परवरिश है कहाँ का है, इनकी जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कहाँ का है, ये यही जाने. But it matters. It really does matter. More than the birth, the Atma matters. And where that Atma comes from is very, very, very relevant, and in fact is the most important for the well-being of everybody else. अब रेक आत्मा है, ट्रेन से आ गया है, in the rake of the train, no. Sour, vice and virtue. So accordingly, the life will be just discharged accordingly, no matter where that soul goes. The style, the decisions taken for what is appropriate will be decided by where the Atma comes from. So if it is something that's meant for the welfare of people, but that is a rake and that is sour, फिर हमको पता नहीं है ये group and consortium worldwide जब together आवे, what welfare they can actually be able to address and of whom. My roots I didn't get myself. It was given to me by God's will. If that makes you sour for some reason, then it's an atmic issue. I'm too okay with whatever, as long as I didn't do anything to you and I didn't do anything inappropriately according to the universal laws. If you did anything, whichever way you did according to your understanding, then that's your journey, no, going forward. Why should I be bothered? I'm only bothered if I did something to you on purpose, then that is detrimental for my journey. As long as I didn't do that, I'm in an okay safe space and I'm happy with whatever it is that's transpired so far. Because on the back of that only is your netting. Because your understanding is pretty poor. Right? To be the ER and to be connected with E to sour somebody's roots. And if you have manipulated it and on purpose, फिर तो हमको क्या बोलना है? Yudhishthira could not get away with it at being a Kshatriya, being royalty, on the battlefield of the Kurukshetra grounds. फिर तू कौन है? Who are you? You can make excuses galore. You can do things rear door entry. You can convince the masses. You're a good talker, but so was Stalin. Stalin's problem is whoever helps him. Once he gets what he wants, he promises lots of things to a lot of people. The minute he gets what he wants, he gets rid of those only who helped him. So if that's what you have gathered amongst you, you must be a collective meant to resonate with each other energetically, because you come from a same place, you will go also to the same place. You are friends from many billions of previous years of a particular style of functioning. So why should it affect me? Makes no difference to me. You're understanding what I'm saying? Who I am, what I am, let God decide. Now, after all, roots are sour, or somebody is getting sour because of somebody's roots, and has to have had to play such a filthy game. तो दोषी कौन है वो तो टाइम ही बताएगा. एक्चुअली टाइम जो बिता हुआ है पूरे दुनिया को पता है तुमने क्या किया है, जिस तरीके से तुमने किया है. अगर हमारा जो ब्लड लाइन है वो एकदम श्योर क्लास है तो तुमको हमको और कहाँ पे गिराना है. लेकिन अगर हमारा डीएनए इतना ख़राब नहीं था, इनफैक्ट गुड था, फिर तू तो सावर, क्योंकि तू तो वो कमाई किया नहीं है आत्मिक रूप से, फिर घटियापन तो है ही तुम में. उसका जो चाल चलन होता है घटिया आत्मा बन के, तुमने वही तो दिखा दिया ना 50 साल से या 40 साल से. तो यू प्रूव्ड व्हाट मेटल यू ओनली आर. So what if you have convinced even half the world? They must be from the same shithole you come from. That's why they're the way you are. Why should I be bothered? But on the back of it, if Yudhishthira, who's not actually as dirty as you are, could not get away with it, then घटियापन का जो तू एक mascot बनता है, muse with no mouse and no mouse, only being a mouse actually, rat है, mouse, mice, और जो खाता है जो तुम्हारा है ही नहीं. तो when you any which ways are carrying the burden of a heavy shit load of sack, गुनी के अंदर पता नहीं कौन सा पिक शिट उठा के आ गया है, ऐसे करतूत करके 420 तू कहाँ भागेगा भैया? टाइम विल कैच अप विथ यू ना समवेयर और द अदर. एंड व्हेन यू वर बॉर्न फर्स्ट, तेरा जो बोझ था और थोड़ा कम था, लेकिन ये जन्म के अंदर तुमने और कितना बढ़ाया चढ़ाया है तुम्हारे बहुत क्लेवर करतूत करके. वो आगे जाके वक्त तुमसे कैचअप करके तुमको दिखा देगा ना व्हाट इट इज़, वेयर यू एक्चुअली आर सपोज टू बी एट, बोथ इन द रेल्म एंड वॉट एवर योर फ्यूचर जर्नी इज. वाई वी शुड बी बॉदर्ड एज लॉन्ग एज वी वर नॉट यू. बस हमको जो है ना तुम कभी नहीं बनना है, जो कुछ भी होवे, वॉट एवर बी द केस. आई डोंट एवर वॉन्ट टू कम डाउन टू योर लेवल, नो मैटर वॉट. ओके. If he's connected with the Rosie Fernandez family, then Rosie Fernandez and something connected with her lies. Because on the back of those lies, they only get ahead. To me, it makes no difference. Before I was born, the contract was a different one. So I don't care. If on the back of it you get caught, बस मेरा काम हो गया ना. 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, and on the back of it, your kartoot puts you away for 10 kalpas, 1 kalpa, we don't have to see you ever again. Not just you, 40% of you. Hand holding each other in this labyrinth of shit. As long as that is achieved, then everything else is worth it. What is 50, 60, 70 years, one birth, compared to the achievement and the outcomes on the back of it? Can you imagine? और जो बदबूदार कचरे का डब्बा जो है, बासी माल, अच्छे सोसाइटी में भी रहो लेकिन वो जो गंदगी है अंदर आता रहता है, अब उसको एक टाइम कैन करूँ. So they call the land mower. He makes so much noise. Then my balcony gets dirty. Maybe we need to again paint it. इतना आवाज़ है. We have to tolerate the surgery, right? But the outcome, once it's over and done with, then everything is cranky. But you are gone, no? Bas, that's all. So anyway, Roots OD Sour, JK. I don't jar him, and I'm not sour. If he is sour, he's in a position in which he has done lots of wrong. That also hiding behind the BJP umbrella, SK's umbrella. पता नहीं कौन से umbrella के नीचे छिपती है, छिपता है, आज पता नहीं है. LBT मिला था ना, औरत हो सकती है. Today you wear the mask, you wear the prosthetic, you wear the silicone, you wear the latex. कुछ भी possible है. Better than anything, today your papa came to show you Pa movie in Oro. Because they went way ahead. Had they not done gene editing, where even if I pull your skin, it is only the genes, genealogy, forensics that can actually tell you where you were edited along the way and what your actual roots are. Which is why I say more than the ATS today, you actually need a biotech cell, biggest, if you want to contend with the new age weapons. And yes, of course, you should all be up to date with artificial intelligence, the binaries and all of that. I don't understand any of it. I'm very, very dumb in all these things. But you people have to be very, very up to date and beyond it. You have to be like whiz kids to beat the whiz kid. If the whiz kid is supporting the anti-god or is the anti-god, then what more to say? Now let's ask the pendulum. Who is sour? Because no point in just doing without asking the pendulum. Let's ask the pendulum what is what. Now you understand where Katrina comes in all the time. You're playing Katrina's voice in my home. Neither do I know Katrina nor her ex-boyfriend. ex-boyfriend है कि अभी भी बॉयफ्रेंड है, कटरीना कितने हैं वो भी पूछना पड़ता है. कटरीना के कितने शेप शिफ्टर्स है? कटरीना डोंट प्ले साउंड्स फ्रॉम अंडर माई बॉडी. Neither SK nor you is actually part of my setup. In case some of my cousins work for you, shape shifting, but they are no more, they were happily disposed of for your new crop. It's not buy one get one free. And if तलब जुर्रत था स्टीलिंग करने का, लीव लाइसेंस को मिसयूज करना, तो you're a different class altogether. Definitely not my background. Now would I like to know you. Today you can pick up the urchin from 1995 of the traffic signal, make them big, buy them 20 crore homes. But earning money the right manner without the mess is at least my priority. Simply because I am here for a short while, I was never ever short sighted, myopic for the short run. I'm not a speculator at the NSC, BSc, and that can be huge losses. I'm an old time slow investor in my own Atma and Atmic journey. To a little inconvenience, eating little less is okay for me, but long term pain is not okay. I'm little lazy also. Very lazy. Okay? I like it convenient and nice, so I cut my losses wherever it is. Take some inconvenience, little losses, eat little less. It's okay. As long as the long run, I'm not stuck in a shithole for the long run. It works for me that way. इधर आके बात कर face to face. I just don't have time for the confusion and conversation that also hiding behind SEOs and Google, that also stolen माल जो founder है उसको ऑफ करके फिर पता नहीं कौन से लोगों को अंदर भेज के उसको हड़पना, या बेजोस की कंपनी. That's all underworld, criminal and related to stuff with the T word. जो दूर दूर से बैच पोल जो होता है उससे भी टच नहीं करना है, तो बाकी का क्या बोलना है. They keep calling me ST, SC and OB. He's been having a good time at it. Calls me dimes yet breaks my locker and takes 60 lakhs out of it. लेकिन हम हैं dimes under the poverty line. I'm sitting at a fucking airport working for Jones Lang LaSalle, Jones Lang Luton, which is Jones Lang Migrach. Apparently what has been fitted inside the body or what is going on that bloody SATA drive is I'm in a kitchen chucky piecifying or doing some bloody fucking work somewhere else. There are people. Did this guy go to QUT? Did he go to Brisbane? Why did he go to Brisbane? He or she. Why did this Modi go there? Surely not because of my study 1996-7. That suggestion was made by whom? That suggestion was made by Jaitley's Moongpoli band from JNU days in Delhi. Bhargava's mother. Brought to me by whom? JAYA.ADVANI. Which version, I'm still wondering. लेकिन जो सावर होवे और इतना बड़ा गेम खेले घर के अंदर रह के, वो रिश्तेदार कैसे बन सकते हैं और अच्छे लोग कैसे बन सकते हैं. और अगर घर के अंदर ऐसे करे, यू आर गोइंग टू गिव देम ग्लोबल वेलफेयर इन देयर हैंड्स, इंडियाज वेलफेयर इन देयर हैंड्स. ऐसे बड़े फूल्स कभी देखा ही नहीं है. दैट मीन्स देयर इज समथिंग रॉन्ग इन योर ब्रेन analysis, your ability to analyze and to figure out what is good for you and what's not good for you. That's my understanding of something. To me it makes no difference because I'm definitely not interested in the public life at all. I'm very happy even sitting in a cave up in the Himalayas, quiet. Yes, I told you what the little dangers are. I like the peace and the quiet and whatever. I prefer that. जितना कम में उतना फ्री रहते हैं, राइट. व्हेन वी ट्रैवल विथ टू मच बैगेज देन कितना हमको सोचना पड़ता है. येट आई एम टेलिंग यू ओपनली, इन दिस बर्थ आई चोज टू बी बॉर्न with less material assets on purpose because we know who we are contending with. Now what I want to tell those little asurs, devious, deviant, महागुड-गुडर्स, यहाँ पे तू चलता है, सावर है, हमारे थोड़े थोड़े जो कुछ भी हमारे पास है. जब तू तेरा असली घर जाएगा कमाया हुआ 10 कल्पा के लिए, वहाँ से जब तू हमारा असली घर देखेगा तो उस टाइम पे तुम्हारा क्या होगा हालत, कालिया. Are you with me? I had a dream when I was sleeping. My JKA was on the board, but that dream, when I woke up, I didn't remember it. But while I was going through the dream, I understood it. But it's so mundane that when I woke up, it was mundane, and so I didn't recognize it. I mean, I can't remember it. Now, that JK is you. I have to ask just to clarify that JK is somebody else other than the holder of the pendulum. The dream I saw this morning, that JK is me. I can't even remember the contents of the dream. It was so damn mundane. That JK is me. Now, am I sour? The representation of the, virtue, vice called sourness. That's me. Is that OD? Under normal circumstances, OD stands for overdraft. Does it mean overdraft? In this read, in relation to having vice and virtue called sourness, are we talking about an overdraft? Are we talking about somebody who is sour and also has shapeshifted for Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi in our Indian Parliament? Is it because the guy who is shapeshifting for Narendra Damodar Das Modi was not born in a good birth for his own karmic deeds and outcomes, so he got what was due to him? So he complains about his situation in his early years and blames the people who were his Baradri's ex-employers. That makes him sour, that he was employed at homes like ours, or then his Baradri or his community was employed to clean at homes like ours. That's what's making him sour. Okay, so has he also shapeshifted for Salman Khan? Is he the original Salman Khan, Salim Khan, and Salma Khan's real son? They were kind to him and gave him a job to stand in. If not they, at least the son allowed him to take, to stand in for him and make some money. So he's a shapeshifter, the OD, bad DNA, bad Atma. This OD pe OD standing in for Narendra Damodar Das Modi and for SK in the future is going to which realm? A realm in the northern direction from the earthly realm for the deeds done by him. He's earned a place in the lower realms. So let's just say in and around Rasatal, just to be kind. Rasatal and below. Once he gets sent off to his earned realm, it's tata goodbye for how long? Minimum 1 kalpa? With him, there are many others connected with him. All tata goodbye for 1 to 10 kalpas, depending on how much they've contributed to. Now, he's the one who jeers at me from the Indian Parliament in my home, on the back of which he wins elections, airing my home to slum dwellers in India or in Bombay or Sivri sewers, where he actually comes from, maybe. He comes from Railroad and Sivri, this guy. He's got roots back over there. He's got any connection to the Kamwali Bai, who was the part-time Kamwali Bai cleaning my home from the time I was about 13, 14 years old. Is he from that same background and that same Baradri or that same community or that family itself? similar family. They are responsible for a lot of heat that has happened in our entire community of Sindhis and Punjabis, maybe Parsis too. Is he and his community responsible for it? They've hidden out at ER places is also misusing their positions. Are they part of the 40% going to the earned realm at the lower part of the earthly realm? Let's hope you've understood your place. To me it makes no difference. हमको तो कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है, असली काम तुमको करना है. Thank you for making the lit realms work so much easier. तुम पकाओ तुम खाओ, that is only good. May Musk has come to Bombay. Is her life in danger? Are they planning to actually get rid of her and replicate her, send back a clone in her place? She is the clone who's in Bombay. So, May Musk will go home, patty pack in her own body without any messing around. Is that what you're saying? May Musk is from Bombay itself. May Musk will become a ghost. May Musk is Tremona. The one in Bombay is Tremona. So in short, she is a shapeshifter for May Musk. The original May Musk has come to Bombay. So let me again now reinstate. Is Tremona Hingorani's life in danger? Will Tremona Hingorani go back safe and sound to her LA home? Or no, she's not in LA. Wherever her home is abroad. Is she going to be safe and sound? That's the most important. Ideally, we would not like her to go and be in places which are dangerous. Okay, as long as she's safe and sound, that's the prime concern. Okay. Is she my... I don't want to get into it. Let it be. Okay. Let's see something else. So OD is probably the ST-SC class. This particular version could be. It's on his back that he has played a filthy game. Maybe he's connected with the Bertila time. Don't know who he is in reality. What we know is SK's place was infiltrated by some very bad Atma. I think because of that bad Atma only SK had the trigeminal neuralgia. He's the only one who's going away from this trio of the Khans to an okay realm. SRK is in a very big problem, so are his EAs. SK's EAs are in a very big problem. Amir Khan we've never picked up anything on, for whatever reason. Yet I say his movies are highly questionable for triggering people. Whether it was Lagan, whether it was 1947, not a love story, I think it was Meera Nair's movie, right? Or then Dhoom 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. Then it's surprising that SRK's sister and Amir Khan's brother suffer the same problem. Yet, if you think they suffer from a problem and they're not looked at all, how much freedom does it give them to do what they want without being thought of? After all, their business is one of disguise, shape shifting, dressing up, dressing down, acting and doing and getting what they want at any cost. It's a weapon, quite a dangerous one. Not to mention the ability to influence the crowds anywhere, anywhere. लगान लगान मूवी, टैक्स लेना है, कौन से डेट्स किया है, कौन सा टैक्स तू हमसे लेगा, तुमको नौकरी दिया है तो हम टैक्स पेमेंट करेंगे, क्योंकि तुमको फ्रीडम है, लेना है लो, नहीं लेना है मत लो, लेकिन क्योंकि तुम पगार पे काम किया है तो टैक्स लेगा काम करने के लिए. That's very educated. Are you with me? I wanted one more clarification over here. ST stands for the scheduled tribe, scheduled caste, OB category of people. Let's just say the new privileged, underprivileged, last 20 years. OD belongs to that category, or he uses that category to get what he wants on the back of them. One OD is from that category himself. Does OD belong to that category? Does OD use that category as something to use as a crutch to further his own, however, does he use that community as a crutch for getting whatever in, did he play dirty? Projecting something connected with that category, but which was not true, but manipulated by him, going back to maybe 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does this go back to something? Is it connected with me in some way? Forge as well, and some shapeshifters? And if not some shapeshifters from outside, gathering bits and bytes without a history to whatever they're doing, only to gather a vote bank or to become more popular? Is he responsible for that? Now, I don't understand. Did OD rod the ST category in some way? Which means, did he then take out work from them, but then turn on that category only in behind the scenes? Is he responsible for something that went wrong in that category without anyone knowing about it? I, Jaya Advani, am I the ST category? Is my birth one of the ST, SC or the OB category? No, I don't mind. I have no problem. Am I from that category? Today they are the very privileged. In fact, more privileged than the privileged. In today's day and age, if you are born in, a lesser category, you are more likely to be prosperous. That's how it's been planned by whoever holds the Bhagavad Gita in hand and gives it great love and respect, and then asks for respect the same way. So any which ways, do I belong to the ST, SC, OB category? Is that a rumor created by that who's born in those categories, or by some filthy politicians? Rumor mongering, or then ex-employees who worked for us to further their own fanfare? Is it got something to do with exchanging neural networks and bringing people from different categories together on the neural network and confusing everything? respecting the Bhagavad Gita to the highest level, and absolutely justified asking for some man, same way how they use the Bhagavad Gita, giving it great respect. The jeering is at me, the holder of the pendulum, unseen, hiding like true, brave, meant for awards of great bravery, heights of bravery. So, would you say he used me as a pawn on his chessboard to grab things, whichever way he can grab it, getting shortcuts for him and the BJP, some people in the BJP? Just it becomes, you have a pawn on the chessboard, use it whichever way you want. Am I in the knowledge of whatever they've done? Have they ever kept me as part of the knowledge of whatever they have done? Did they keep Varsha as part of the knowledge of what they have done? Is she aware with knowledge of what they have done? My sister Varsha.ADVANI. What about Trimona Hingorani? What about Vatsala? Is she in the knowledge of what these people have done? What about Geeta Undalani and Mithu Indulani, that lot? What about that chap called Gangaram? What about some people who are EAs for SRK or then SRK himself? Are they aware of what all this ploy is? What about Amir Khan? Is he also part and parcel of this setup? Of taking things, playing dirty, mixing acting with politics and social causes and NGO and societal betterment. So primarily that is all the games, all stabbing behind the back and confusing issues, acting to politics. So can we say safely that Oro, who is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, was that the real Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who was born to the womb of the Bachchan family? Did they bring him, shape-shifting him as Mr. JAYA.ADVANI sometime 2004, 5, 6, 7, can't remember which year also? Did he know who he is? Did he remember he is Amitabh Bachchan while he was at my home? Was my father involved in getting his memory to become a JAYA.ADVANI's memory? Was it done by the miscreants, bringing Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's level down to the Advani household? Mine is a simple household. It is no comparison to what rightfully is Mr. Bachchan's at his own home and his own ancestry. So was my father involved? Was I involved? These guys were rotating people to lesser places to teach people a lesson because they are sour and horrible beings before killing them, and then plugging their own shit into all these houses wherever it is that they work through them to forward their own causes on the back of all the duplicates. That's what he has done, OD, thinking he's too smart. Helping him is SRK and Amir Khan and whatever they are connected with worldwide, whatever movements they are connected worldwide to. Would it be high levels of cleverness but of a very cheap kind? Does it get good outcomes going forward for them on their future soul journey? Them or their followers? Does it constitute really bad karma done as a collective worldwide? Does it then guarantee the award and the reward of the lower realms, Rasatal, Patal and Nark, as a future journey for that collective? So without being disrespectful to anybody or trying to intimidate anything or anybody, the questions are questions. The pendulum does the answer. If you notice how the questioning is, if you can understand, we just try to hold our hands straight. The pendulum does the answering. And if you can understand also, I don't wear my glasses just out of the fear that we should not be manipulating anything. So whatever we do trying to keep it absolutely. If there is little, let's just say, if there is little chance that there is an object around me that could manipulate things, we don't even put it on our person. That's how much we just want the pendulum to answer. Nothing against anybody, but since this is a social issue where people have done any kind of karma in the name of social welfare, humanity's welfare, then this little deed is okay, no? After all, that society and its welfare is not only in your hands, your way. Their welfare is in everybody's hands. Anybody who has anything that could identify whether it is really welfare or not welfare for humanity and society on the whole, we let the pendulum talk, right? This I think we already did. Is this odor? So these are the guys who could be messing around with the gels that we use, mixing it with some odor. We had gone to Mr. Maria talking about the water quality. So, the water comes from the watchman downstairs, can easily screw around. Not that he does it. Who's good at doing that is Kira. Even fucking around with the water lines at the merchant household in Ravi Kiran also. टांकी को बंद करता है, पाइपलाइन से खेलता है. तो same pipelines are in Jaswal also, except that Kira is not Kiran uncle. कीड़ा पहले तो है वो जो चोरी करता है, बिग हाथ मारता है, बिग stealing of other people's property, then sending the underworld. He's connected with the underworld. Now that is shape shifting for Trump to bring him to crump, as well as America, not even to its knees, but straight into the sewerage. He's been planning it since 2009. That's where was the first red flag. Kiran uncle was never interested in all this. So why is he talking like this? America is going to be finished. America is going to be finished. Indian politics is not our interest. Congress is educated. They do a good job. We are okay. We are not dealing with hooliganism the way we have dealt with it ever since crossing paths with Indian online broadband. But who is on that board of directors? 2 members, the Mahajans, connected with the BJP. Right? That's where the hooliganism has come up. Now this hooliganism, inside my own home I am not safe. And he dares to talk about Achhe din, good din. For whom? Good days for whom? For your cheap crowd. You are useless. Useless is an understatement. I come from a background of education, decency, dignity, that also by birth. Rajkumar, cleaner, Jamadar that you are, who has gone screwing around like a hijra. Reardo entry into big corporations, screwing around with the binary and the artificial intelligence. Useless that you are. Absolutely useless. Hey, chal. Useless. Oh, useless है. Absolutely useless. तुमको सीधा करना स्पिरिट वर्ल्ड का काम है. तो कहाँ कीड़ा मकोड़ा बन के कहाँ पे भागेगा देखते हैं. We'll see what happens with you. तू ही नहीं, पूरे जो बरादरी जो ऐसे घटियापन के साथ इतने ग्रीडी, इतने कमीने जो तू है, don't care who you are. I know what your name is. That bloody BMW and that bloody Mercedes being parked downstairs was a giveaway each and every time. But in spite of that, if you still stink, then what's there to say? So you manage your own, don't overstep lines. You'll not be able to take the outcomes of it. To samjha. Be careful. And also understand, तुम्हारा वो जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल बुलशिट जो है वो तुमको यहाँ पे खिलाए, लेकिन एक टाइम स्पिरिट वर्ल्ड decides to break it all and to bring you to your true earnings. वहाँ से तुम्हारा जो है मज़ा वहीं से शुरू होता है. फिर आँख खोल के try whatever you want. You won't know whether you're coming or going. That is my oath to you. Understood? Keep it low. Nonsense. तो यही कर रहे हैं. So what these bloody fools do, what they do, what do you think? I'm a bloody fool? That other idiot, Suman Towers, 2016, 17, 18 was sending his Land Rover, लेकिन उसका गाड़ी नहीं है, किसी और का गाड़ी जिसमें वो शेप शिफ्टिंग करता है. रोड ब्लॉकिंग द एंटायर थर्ड क्रॉस लेन अंडर सुमन टावर्स. वेदर इट इज द लैंड रोवर और द रेंज रोवर, पता नहीं भी क्या है तो होगा. Then same thing repeat 2018-19 at Fort Jaswell. When I moved to Fort Jaswell, then I have to be stupid if I don't see it. लेकिन ओरिजिनल तो बहुत पहले से था. बट वाई ही वॉज नॉट डूइंग ऑल दैट? क्योंकि वो पैसों में पला है ना. उसका बाप जो है उसने कमाया किया था उसके तरफ से पहले ही से, और किसी और का चोरी करके नहीं किया है. तो जब रियल हार्ड वर्क करके कुछ कमाना पड़ता है ना, यू विल नॉट बी सो फ्लिपेंट एंड फ्लिवरिस द वे दोज हु ग्रैब थिंग्स बिलोंगिंग टू अदर्स use other people's wealth. To earn money, they know how hard it is. So they are very respectful and very careful about their behavior. Something the stealers are not able to actually understand. So they to go to town. That's the difference. One of the differences. You know, when I was studying 8th standard onwards, 7th standard onwards, when we are understanding in science, different subjects, we have to understand two different concepts, whether physics, biology, not in chemistry, but in chemistry also. You know, how to understand the concept completely, you have to understand the differences in the two. Then you know, Midday always has, Mumbai Mirror has spot the difference, see where slight difference is there, what is missing, what is in that picture, what is missing in that picture. So I've grown up doing that a lot. So this is how we tell you your differences. Screw you and take the cheap crap, lacking competency asses like you that you are. Take it somewhere else. Understand? And as I said, if you behave like the sewer water, then that kind of smell at an atmic level is not welcome in my home. You understood? Take your foul play and fool play, which is smelly at an atmic level. Forget about the odor mixed in the gel of the shower gel. You take that atmic badbu somewhere else. You understood? Now come on, buzz off. Yeah, this is what they have done. यही करता है. Has to even try to come and irritate via mixing something to take out dirty smells. I'm the one who's spending my father's hard-earned money. These people go fuck around with the packaging and then mix the smell in the gel. And then these fucks think they are very smart. You do this in the white washing powder, dishwashing liquid. हार्पिक पे भी आया है, रिन में जाता है, आला में जाता है. तुम सोचता क्या है? तेरा बाप का पैसा है कि चोरी चोरी तू करता है, सोचता है पूरा दुनिया चोरी करता है. You waste even one honestly earned पैसा in this cheap manner. वो जो नट तुमने कमाया है आगे यहां से निकल के 10 कल्पा से 20 कल्पा नहीं होवे, वो भी सच्चाई के कमाई से. You understood? You and your bloody nonsense बरादरी of rubbish. यम्मा को आके तुमको उठाने दो along with the yamdoots, फिर मजा आएगा. He is not understanding this concept. Rather, they are not understanding this concept. My money is not chori ka money, Baba. My wealth was given to me by my Sindhi father from his business money. You are born in which year? You are 80 byproduct? 90 byproduct? So the stories about me, these fucks started when 86, 87 itself. So you are too late. You grew up on lies. And those fucks were lying at the bottom of the pyramid. Nobody in my own society from the actual background that we come from, which is business and better, none of us knew what these fucks bottom of the pyramid were doing amongst their crowd on the streets. So don't involve me in your shit. You understood? You misuse one honestly earned rupee spent with you or anybody. You are a culprit for wasting hard earned money. तो उसका आउटकम है तो भिखारी का भी बिजनेस बना के बैठो बोल के साथ, गिरगिराओ जितना भी तुमको गिरगिराना है. किसी के पास एक पैसा नहीं होगा तुमको देने के लिए. Did you understand? When I talk straight. No dirty filthy games. जो बोलना है तेरे मुंह पे बोलो रिकॉर्डिंग के साथ. और रखो ये रिकॉर्डिंग, क्योंकि वो दिन आएगा जब तुम सोचेगा ऐसे हमारा साथ क्यों होता है, नसीब इतना खराब क्यों है. क्यों है? क्योंकि तुमने ये घटियापन से काम किया है, इसलिए. अभी हमारा भी ये है क्या? Fuck knows what this is. One worse than the other. बोलू जब कंटेमिनेशन टॉप पे हुआ है तो बाकी का क्या है? As above, so below. So that's why we are under nobody's umbrella. जो above है और नीचे है, clear skies भगवान का दिया हुआ है. धरती जो है क्लियर है, हमको तो वहाँ अम्ब्रेला नहीं चाहिए. Unless it's not a proper one. When God has given me from his own home an okay birth, बस उसी के साथ रहते हैं ना. ऊपर जो है आसमान है, नीचे हमको somehow I don't feel I'm still walking on the clouds. हमको लगता है धरती ही है. I'm walking on the earth's surface, hoping not to go dipping myself in the quicksand. You are understanding what I am saying? I keep it real. Now I don't know if the ST has put an order of an EA on JKA, and I don't know where the ER comes from. Frankly telling you, I don't know what they are hoping to gather. I don't know what you're trying to get. I don't understand. तुमको चाहिए क्या? You are changing my body smell or somebody else. To fool whom? What are you hoping to get on the back of it? I can't understand. Your vote bank is dependent on me. Your slums being happy is on the back of all this foul play. But where is your level of competency for actual governance? One day the rivers are going to dry up. You're good at grabbing. You're not good at creating. Then what happens to everybody? You have gotten them used to, I don't know which dreams, more dreaming than actual earning. When they are capable, they can make their children more capable on honest hard work. When they get out of the body, also they to go to a better realm rather than eating blood money and false promises. That also capability is removed. Karma also is bad. You are also lacking competency. There is nothing to steal from. What good days you will bring to the people? Question. तुम बकवास करते जाओ, मेड आप मेड है, क्या है? इसके अलावा तुमको कुछ और आता नहीं है? बकवास करते जाओ, वो भी सटा ड्राइव पे. हाउ यूजलेस इज यूजलेस. तो कितना अनपढ़ गवार इनकॉम्पिटेंट है. तो तू इतना घटिया है तो मेरे घर में क्या बकवास करता रहता है? कहीं और लेके जा. भिखारी क्यों बन रहा है हमारे घर पे? या भीख मांगने का क्या है आदत अभी से लगा गया है क्या? Take it somewhere else. Come on, be gone. Get out. एक लड़की उसके खुद के घर पे मेरे बाप के जो बिजनेस पैसा है उसको खर्च करके 1 करोड़ का घर लूं और ऐसे चुतियापन हमारे घर पे होवे. We are not safe as women in our own homes. And you are a good government. Who are you fooling? तो किसको चूना लगा रहा है? I want answers from you. Come on. Give an answer. Mr. Modi, BJP, answer to do. I am not safe in my own home. There is no privacy. You made my home like a fucking slum. Can you answer for it? It is your job to answer it because you are government, no? Where's your competency? Come on, I am not interested in your shapeshifters. You got competent people? I'd like them to speak. Don't care. I want to see on the ground results and inside my home. Otherwise there's no need to invest with you. Zilch requirements. तुमने फ्री में कितना लिया है? उसका जो ऑडिटिंग है और अकाउंटिंग है वो तू कब भरेगा? या 10 कल्पा आत्मिक रूप से भरेगा? Don't care. Reality is reality. Bringing you to book is all what it is all about. तू कोई भी स्टोरी बोले, you're a great storyteller. Quite an unethical one. But my coming over here also and settling in this place is not a joke. There is a good reason for it. When I first arrived here in Bangalore, there was rain, shower and lovely cows, जो बहुत auspicious माना गया है. But before that we had somebody in wraparound, his white, एकदम swanky white, crisp white t-shirt नहीं था, shirt था, full shirt, and his धोती and all. तो he did such a scene over there. हम बोलो हम arrival lounge पे आ गए हैं. He doesn't know baggage though has to be loaded. पर इतना डांस ड्रामा किया है. Then I was wondering. But then that was the human effort. God's effort was what? Lovely drizzle after that with lovely cows passing, facing me. बोलते हैं बड़ा auspicious sign है. तो बोलूँ okay, no. It is all welcome, at least from God's realm to this nice city, beautiful city. So you do your effort as a human being. God will make sure that His will is done by His will. Big chasm in between, in the understanding and the outcome also. Okay, maybe there is an odor in my ears connected to the ENT, which I agree. Yes, I have to keep cleaning it out every day. Otherwise, it's not a good smell. It is, after all, the tract, right? It is the ENT going back into the throat and then the pipeline to the lungs too. However, the digestive system is. ये ऊपर नीचे करता है मेडिकल डिवाइस के साथ, connected to my body, connected to the keyboard in whose hands? That shit planted in my body when and how to misrepresent me. Then also to cut off my JAYA.ADVANI side of the genes, which actually saved my life so far. है कि नहीं? तो इतना मैनिपुलेशन करके क्या मिलता है, आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड. उसके ऊपर हमको जह करे. You in India's land of the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharat, Ramayan, the Purans, Devi Bhagavatam. In this land you dare to play the French Revolution game. If you are so interested, then why don't you just move to Europe, no? Where these things are prevalent. Why bring it over here? If so, then how do you expect that all of it that is mentioned in all those books, very seriously scripted, how do you expect those energies to support you going forward? After all, you've shown them great love and respect. Being namo namo. Then how you expect they'll give you reciprocal? फिर वो टाइम पे तुमको ना सोचना नहीं है वह सम्मान चाहिए, और एवरी डे ही क्राइज सम्मान सम्मान. You are talking about it as a Hindu, or you join the PFI? Or today waters are so unclear that nobody knows what is what. The aggregators come down to which realm? Or murkiness. That's good days have arrived. Your style, your understanding. So the year of the rooster is 1969. This boy is born in the year 1969. There was one boy called Mayank Desai on the phone who used to talk to me. No, sorry. In some chat he used to talk. Yahoo. We met up for 5 minutes with him also. Varsha called him a peon working for somebody else but not being the original. Must be a peon who met you working for the original. I kept quiet. I must have spent. He's not my cousin Umesh Ingorani. Umesh Ingorani is no more in his body. This boy talks Gujarati. So when I was talking to Hemang Shah and I see there were 3 people, 2013 and 14. This boy, who's the rooster, is also Mayank Desai. He stays in Malad, in Bombay. He's the lone child of his mother and father. He's too emotional, not my type at all. Also, let's just say Hemang Shah, when I spoke to him, I've known Hemang Shah from the time I came back from QUT. They're South Bombay born and brought up. For most part of it, also connected with the film industry. He doesn't have all these headspace problems. This one doesn't work, somebody else is there. There's plenty. Especially when you're exposed to the film industry, there's no stop. Bolu, compared to this one's too tikha. There's much more tikha in the film industry. And plenty coming and going. This particular boy, what I want to say about him. One, he's emotionally skewed, he is also a little imbalanced. Imagine slights quite a bit. You have to be very careful with such people if he's the same boy. Not only that, when I was talking to Himansha in the year 2013-14, Himansha has a different quality altogether. On one particular day, what he went and told his mother in Gujarati is that this girl only is going to get married at any cost, by hook or by crook. So that means this guy gets obsessive. Even if there is no interest, once he latches on, he doesn't move. Plus he's got an imaginary, let's just say he's got imagined slight issue. That kind of person shape-shifting in such an important position actually is highly dangerous on the whole. That's the only other 1969 that I've crossed paths with. Most of it was, I think, in 6 months over a Yahoo chat every once in a while. Meeting him at Infinity Mall for 5 minutes and then never again. That was through Proper that he was on? Something of that sort. Now the Gujaratis, Marwadis, Rajasthanis, Rajputs, Banyas, nice hand holding. But to what outcome? Is the Gujarati women that I was shown, Mod Guju, 2017, without knowing where it's coming from, about whatever the future journey is. I am not here to intimidate you, and I don't figofy the way you do. When I say something, I don't dare lie. So anyway, that's you and your journey. Understand it whichever way you want. This guy better be very careful. And all those supporting this chap better be more careful. इसका जो जर्नी है, अगर इसको दिमाग नहीं है, फिर इसके जो आजू बाजू है उनका ड्यूटी है इनको संभालने के लिए. नहीं तो तू गया, ये भी गया. Then nice happy 40% wherever you earned it. Or community in the Brahmand compared to where you are fooling around being the earth. ये पहले भी बता दिया है ना तुमको. ये तू. Earth also wants to show as a black bloody place. We're showing you as gold, flipping around to show it as black. Earth and its pyramid which you wanted to fall at this level maybe, finally. So you're fooling around over here, but this is our temporary holiday spot. इसके बाद हमको हमारा रियल घर जाना है for a very long time. वेट लिस्ट तो बहुत बढ़ने वाला है, तो the house better be a luxurious, good, comfortable one. नहीं है तो क्या करें, रहना ही पड़ता है. After all, it is God given home. But God also doesn't give just like that. It is generally earned by the Atma, which the Atma better update itself to. You can fool yourself over here for a little while, but then the truth has to catch up. So I don't know. Let's hope this is not Umesh. I don't think it can be Umesh. Umesh का कोई ये हो सकता है. It is possible. Why we have EU, I don't know. Is my cousin ruling, but my cousin is no more. This is what I am telling you. I am told that my cousin Umesh Hingorani is no more. My cousin would definitely rule because he's a good human being. He's a Sindhi boy. He's the only other rooster I know, but I've been told my cousin is no more in his body. And that's the unfortunate part, because every time Earth loses good energy of good people who know how to keep it together without messing around with other people's lives, just to keep the head above the water and from sinking. Every time Earth loses those kind of original good people who earn on the back of doing good karma, or even if not doing good karma, not spoiling karma, but they contribute. Every time Earth loses those kind of people, and Earth has lost plenty, all in a great grand genocide which nobody knows about, in exchanges. Because of some people who couldn't earn it, they were sour and so they grabbed. But every time Earth loses good energy, it is bad for the ones left behind, yet to finish their time on Earth. It's bad for us only. So this can be, I don't think this is my cousin as of now, simply because he's no more in his body is what I've got. We're all supposed to have a string from EU. It's part of the Sindhi journey. It is well known. There are many Sindhis in Spain. It's part of the journey. That's only cosmetics, Baba. You tell me one thing, if we're two people, you have a lipstick. I take your lipstick and go and color my lips the same way as you. But that lipstick is still yours. Just by association, I don't become you, no? So the body is a cosmetic. Ultimately, the Atma is what is prevalent. The long-term journey is paramount. OD could be ruining. The rooster could have rued. If he's my cousin, he would have rued. Of OD reared over entry screwing around with my setup. That means my cousin could have known about it. Now my cousin is no more in his body. He could have tried handling it on his own, which he would have done without involving me. Any cousin of mine by birth, whether it is Kabir Gupta, whether it is Akhil Gupta, or whether it is Umesh Ingorani. Forget about them, they are to my blood cousins. Anybody from our family friend circle would have tried dealing with the situation, not in favor for that who is drowning in overdraft upon overdraft going forward, but obviously as brothers for the cousin sister, they would take up for us. That could be one of the reasons they were exchanged, slayed, if I can say, and replicated. Because the madness of the mind is so mad that when they want something, they'll go to any extent to win. But then that's the level of the Atma. Right? And if it is connected with criminal connects, then it doesn't stop at anything. One murder makes you feel bad. The 10th murder seems like it is life. 100,000th murder, so you will justify why it is okay to murder. But that is in your head. The Brahman ke andar, it is absolutely written you off. In places you were in this one birth trying to get away from. अब तुमको आत्मिक रूप से लंबे समय के लिए उसी चीज़ में रहना है जिस चीज़ से तू भाग रहा था एक जन्म के लिए. अब 10 कल्पा के लिए स्लो एंड स्टेडी उसी में रहना है. आई सेड राजकुमार, तो राज यहाँ पे है, रूस्टर से कोई उसका लेना देना कुछ था. ओडी एंड रू, ओके. Not sure what it is, but okay, whatever it is. Maybe it is SK. ये SK के लिए काम किया है, lent his face, but I would think more than SK ये SRK के लिए कर सकते हैं. So anyway, this is again confirming the same thing. There is definitely in the Indian ministry incompetent people for actual governance connected with the film industry. The film industry itself is steeped in crime, or at least the money is coming to them is from very criminal background, connected with terrorism. If that has spread itself in all the ministries around the world, getting rid of all those who actually had the competency of governance, that means these guys became conduits for moving ministries into the hands of the cabal or the caliphate or the terrorist link organizations. But then whatever recruitment they do on the back of it, whether it is the army, whether it is the police, whether it is the navy, any defense category, or for that matter even law, the quality picked up will only be as good as what the top allows. As of now, we're in a transition stage, so there will be a community of people working in these places who will be disillusioned, not able to understand, just going with the flow. Probably some of them oblivious also to what's happening in and around them. And then there's a 50% component that knows what it is doing, but then hired by very questionable characters. And no, you cannot have Achhe Din on the back of those who are criminally linked. Governance is governance. Foul play and fool's play and drama and all that is something else altogether. So it has to be gotten rid of. It's easier said than done. Either they win or you win. They win, then Rooster connected with RA, his nephew, jerk EUOD. So maybe they got into a fight, then to ensure we are not found, they cut off JAYA.ADVANI's genes from me. That was homegrown Indian who did that. On the back of it, when you disperse a family and break it up, not stopping at anything, then isn't that a trait that on the back of dissent only the anti-god grows? The anti-god is known to rule on the back of breaking families up, breaking society up, creating confusion, talking one thing but bringing something else to the table. Talking in the name of good but on the ground bringing very bad to the people. तो वो एंटी गॉड बनता है. Okay, so I'm going to close this now. It's lunch time. We close it off over here at 12:45. My guess is we'll be back tomorrow, not today, or maybe today, I'm not sure. Okay, we shut it off here.